So E. Melissa Ortiz and Langhorne. Scope of work's gonna be a couple different things. So it'll be a price for a first time cut and clean up. Backyard is definitely a jungle. So first time cut and clean up will be one price. Get a price for recurring weekly mowing after we get it under control back here. Another price I'll put for backyard. I'm gonna separate it, backyard trimming of growth. So basically what we would do is take hedge clippers and just go along the whole fence line. Basically just try to, like, you know, high stuff, try to cut it as low to the fence line as possible and along the side of the fence all the way down. So it wouldn't be, I told her we're not going to go nuts because it's growing in the fence. We're just looking to kind of tame it and cut it back and, you know, get it under control. Like up here toward the facing the front is kind of bad. The back's not so bad, and here's not really so bad, but again, kind of more of a quick hedge clipper type of thing. Hedge clip it down and then rake up and haul away the growth. And then what we would do also at the same time is, it looks like they started to try to do some of it themselves, and it's kind of just sitting here on the ground. So like when we come for the first mow will probably be a different time than we're doing this type of work. But when you do come for the first mow, any piles of brush like this, from what they cut out or whatever, you can just throw close to the fence line. And then when you're trimming, you know, try to trim, but just ignore the piles of it. And then also once we get a cut in here, you'll be able to see a little better what's going on along the fence line. But anyway, like any brush that you find, there's a couple like big sticks you'll see as you go through the yard here too. Just throw them along the fence line, and we'll come back when we do clean up of the fence line as the landscaping job and take care of that stuff at that point. So I'll put all that in as a line item, and then we'll walk out front. You want some mulch and like bush trimming out front as well. Yeah, so, and then also another note, in case you don't watch this video or whatever, if you do or don't, for the first mow, definitely walk through, like, don't just come back here with a mower and go nuts. Set the deck all the way up and do a walkthrough first of items that we don't want to run over. Like, for example, definitely want to walk through the yard, and like some of this funky stuff, try to throw it to the side. Like there's a big log here, don't want to mow over that. Again, first time coming through, deck all the way up. There's this fire pit that you should see it, but you know, move it to the side. There is this here, there's a tire here, you probably would see it, but again, just walk through the yard, any big stuff like that. Some funky stuff here, just try to throw it to the side. So basically anything you're seeing that's potential for damage of the mower, you want to get out of here. It's kind of the main ones that I saw. Over here closer to the deck, you obviously got the mower. There's a bike in here. You can access the yard. It's open here to get to the back. But yeah, so that's the backyard. And then separate portion of work that I'll price out for is the front yard. So the front yard's not bad for mowing, but as far as landscaping goes, we'll lightly trim and shape this back. I would cut that piece down just to give it level. She was kind of general with it, but so use your judgment on what looks good. You know, kind of trim this back a little bit so they can get in and out through that gate. This plant, you can cut back. So like the yellow is all dormant and dead. You can kind of snip that out. If you can somehow salvage some of the green, you can keep that. But I would, either way, I would trim it back. It's getting a little bit overgrown. Obviously rake out her beds, give them a fresh edge, fresh mulch. That one I would probably trim back a little bit off the house and off the house here just to get some separation. Didn't say anything about these, but I would just lightly trim off. They're kind of getting kind of aggressive. Got a small mulch bed here. You can mulch out. Mulch bed here, mulch bed here. Same thing with that tree, lightly cut it back, edge it out, mulch it, and then move into here. Same kind of concept as the back. I said, you don't want this like dramatically cut back, right? Just like a light trim. And she said, yeah, just a light trim. And so, you know, just basically, you know, go alongside it and just kind of trim it up just to get it out of the yard a little bit. and maybe square off the top a little bit. Not even, doesn't have got to be perfect, but just kind of take it back so it doesn't explode in terms of growth. So yeah, and that is it. And just for mowing purposes, that's all her too, obviously. Note this: when we do the backyard landscape cleanup, we probably want to come on this side too, to clear out her sidewalk for her. Even all here, probably count that in the landscaping part. Hedge clip all that down. You know, hedge clippers, string trimmers, just kind of get the funky growth going off of the fence a little bit. And you know, edges are in rough shape. It's going to be, first cut's going to be pretty good amount of work here. That's it.